everybody, Mac Master, back with Marvel Heroes, and this time we got Gambit on the chopping block. And they did a little review, passover of his power and his abilities, and it changed it enough to do a new video, which is nice because it's been a while. And I think they did a really good job of bringing him up to speed. Changed some things around, made me wonder why, but after playing them, you could see how it really flows and works together really nice. So if you're a Gambit fan, you're probably going to love it. So going right into it, well, first you can see I don't spend any Omegas once we get into the Cosmic Dr. Octopus run there. No Omegas, and it's going to run so beautifully. A couple of things that changed was Ragin Cajun. The passive effect now has critical hit rating and defense rating. Instead of having to activate it, you get it passively. Very nice. The bow beatdown to get the 40% extra damage. Now Ace of Spades or Grand Slam has to be on cooldown. So, you know, for my build, I'm going to do Ragin Cajun in the name of the build, and you have to have Grand Slam on cooldown to get the bonus, which isn't a problem because Grand Slam's pretty awesome now. This is on an 8-second cooldown, so now it has the 8-second cooldown damage, and it just destroys things. It's fun. Other than that, they kind of changed kinetic control around a little bit. Gives you some damage rating to range powers. I don't really remember that being so high. And so by taking it, it really picks up 52 pickup. I don't know why they call it 52 pickup. I always remember it as 52 card pickup, and I keep calling it that myself. So it gives you a reason to put a point in there, or some points in there anyway. So for the build, Ragin Cajun, we're going to do 20 points into bow beatdown. That's going to give us our primary source of damage, our bread and butter skill. And we're going to do 20 points into street sweep. That's going to give us a melee skill. It's melee tagged. That does energy damage twice per second. And that's going to help us regenerate some skill with 20 points into Savant Expert. Because this gives us health whenever you hit with a melee power. 264 health. As well as some melee damage rating and some maximum health and damage negation when you hit with a physical power. So we don't get the damage negation off of street sweep, but by laying down a swath of area damage that's melee tagged, it does make sure that we're always getting our health regeneration going. Bow beatdown will make sure that we get that 4 seconds of damage negation going. Grand Slam will also make sure we get that damage negation because it causes 2 hits of physical damage as 2 shockwaves, or 2... They're actually shockwaves, even though it says the shockwave is the energy damage. It's like 2 small hits and then a big area hit. It's awesome. So 20 points into Grand Slam, and that's going to give our 8-second cooldown for bow beatdown to get that extra damage going. We're going to do 20 points into 52 card pickup. That's going to give us our signature ability damage, and this thing hits like a truck. So it's definitely worth taking, even if you don't think you like it. Do it. The explosion energy damage alone is phenomenal. And when it brutally strikes, I mean, you can almost annihilate a boss. It's crazy. We're going to do 20 points into sleight of hand. It's a defensive measure, and its dodge rating, I don't really like it. With projectile deflection chance, it's, you know, not the greatest defensive skill, but we don't have too many others. Actually, we don't have any other besides Savant Expert, so we might as well take it and back us up a little bit in combat. I put 1 point in Cheat Death. We should take it. It gives us damage negation and it regenerates us should we die. I put 1 point into Sticky Fingers. It gives us dexterity and projectile deflection again, as rare as rare and finding credit drop. And then I put 20 points into Ragin Cajun, obviously the name of the build here, which gives us passive critical hit and defense rating as mentioned before. And then activating it gives us energy damage per hit 4 times a second for 10 seconds. Now that gets increased through his gearing. You can increase it through power duration, and you can increase it through part of his kit that increases it by 2 seconds as well. So even though it's on a 30-second cooldown, you eventually get to make that last as long as the cooldown, because the cooldown is reduced by 1 second when you critically hit or brutally strike. And because your critical hit is up there and you're hitting so often, you're almost guaranteed 1 hit a second. That's a crit, and you know you're getting this thing to last at least 15 seconds. So you'll knock down the cooldown and you'll be able to permanently stay in Ragin Cajun, or at least close to permanent. It's very nice. And the rest of your points, if you have any left, should go into kinetic control. That'll give you some extra damage rating going into 52 card pickup, beefing it up, and gives you some extra spirit and spirit on range hit that you'll get off a 52 card pickup. And that's really about it that you get off of it. And that's it. That's the build. So for gearing, I use an advanced Crimson Crystal Citeric. Might as well go to that one. 550 physical damage rating, 1% chance going vulnerable, 1500 health. It's nice for us physical melee guys. I use an advanced Kung Fu training sequence. He's kind of low on the defense, so that extra 900 defense really pays off, and it's got 359 damage rating to melee powers. He's really melee intensive, and that's really what the basis of the build is about, so we back that up. And it's got health on it as well. Seeing how we're in the thick of it, health helps. I got a Dr. Doom medallion. Now this is a nice little piece here. Obviously it's cosmic, so it's nice as well, but it's got 200 damage rating, 22.8% power duration. That's the big part right there, and stretching out Ragin Cajun. It used to be extremely important because all of Ragin Cajun was attached to the active effect. Now only the extra damage is attached to it, but we still want to stretch that out as long as possible. So having that power duration is very important. We have 10% chance to cause the attacker to cower in fear, which is nice. 800 health and 28 spirit, doesn't hurt. I got a Taskmaster's Fighting Guide for Loser. This is a little bit rare. It's about the only rare thing I really have on there. I think I picked this up for 2 blessings if you're looking to buy it, if you can't find it. And I had a couple drop off of Taskmaster himself. It's not incredibly hard to get. But this has got ranged and melee damage on it, or actually crit chance. It's got damage rating on it. So it's nice for these hybrided characters. And it's got base damage versus bosses, which really helps burn the bosses down. And if you can see, I've blessed them all, and they're all blessing Odin, which is more boss damage. So I got 25% boss damage backing up Gambit too. He just obliterates bosses. I'd probably go with Hela now because he's kind of really high in crit chance, but you'll see the boss fight and you'll go, wow, you really burned that boss down. And that's going to be because of Odin and Taskmaster. Here I have health on the core. I needed the health before all these changes. He's a little bit higher in health now. I'd probably go with crit chance and crit damage, one of the two or a combination thereof. Get my crit to 50%, and once it was there, I'd probably go to crit damage to back it up. I got Fighting Pet. I got Relic of Atlantis, critical damage to back up all those crits. I got the Power Cosmic. We're doing physical and energy damage. So both of them are getting 1500 damage rating. Is just phenomenal. That destroys any other legendary out there. When you got a character in your build that's doing 2 different damage types, the Power Cosmic's always the way to go. You get 1500 health, and then you also, in this case, you get +2 to all attributes. But if you did 3 damage types, you'd get +3 to all attributes. It's phenomenal phenomenal, legendary. I got the insignia of Quake. It doesn't work out so much anymore. They kind of changed the way he works. But at least I get the damage rating, the melee powers, and the crit rating. The area damage is useless now. +1 to all powers because it's cosmic. What are you going to do? Cosmic Ring gives me some health, defense, brutal strike chance, and spirit. Not terrible. River of the Soul and a defense of Uru. I need that defense, so that's pretty nice. River of the Soul. Not going to need it, but I always put it on because it's an easy rune word to get. That's for the new players. You can obviously put on something better. Got a Mischief. I got Death's Black Staff. This has got high damage rating and plus extra melee damage rating on it, attack speed. It's got a few procs that stun and destroy smaller targets. Critical damage rating, brutal strike damage rating, +6 to bow combat powers, +5 to bow beatdown, +8 to 52 card pickup, +9 to Savate Expert. This is just awesome, and it's been enchanted with +50 to melee powers. I got External's Mantle. This has got 2500 defense, 1800 health. It's got +1 durability, 2% boss damage. So now we're up to 27% boss damage bonus. It's got 10.9 power duration. So now we're up to what, 23% power duration or 33% power duration. It's got a proc that's going to be always up that stacks 3 times to give you, well, this one will give me 400 critical hit rating and damage rating, and +2 to all powers, +8 to sleight of hand, +6 to bow vault. I got Lee Diablo Blank's Blindfold. This has got defense rating on it. It's got 440 damage rating on it. This increases duration of Ragin Cajun by 2 seconds. 232 brutal strike rating. It's got brutal damage rating. Minus the spirit cost, and the spirit's just never an issue. Also, those Odins give me a ton of spirit on enemy defeat, which really make me have no spirit issue at all. Which was more important previously. It's going to be less important now. And let's see here. When you get a brutal strike, you get 440 damage rating. When you use Ragin Cajun, you get 391 defense rating and 5 ranks to Sticky Fingers for 15 seconds. It's got 2000 health, +2 to all powers, +3 to Ragin Cajun. So that's pretty good. I got the Marauder Boots, 1500 health, 2 energy, 3 strength. That's awesome. Recover 17 spirit when you defeat an enemy. That's going to help all you guys out there. 1700 health. When you critically hit, gain 355 damage rating and 2 fighting. That's just so awesome. +2 to all powers, +6 to street sweep, +4 to grand slam. I got Inficio Aquilas. 868 damage rating. See, there's no defense on there. That's where the need for defense comes in. It's got crit rating, brutal strike rating, damage rating to melee powers when you use 52 card pickup. It's got a whole bunch of procs. They're basically permanent. 400 defense, 7.2 attack speed. It's got 913 critical damage rating. It's got brutal strike damage rating. Health on it. +1 to all powers. +4 to vagabond powers. +3 to Ragin Cajun. This has got enchanted to melee powers. And slot 2, 3, and 4 are enchanted with defense. Because again, he's low on defense. So that's all the gearing. That's pretty good. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I forgot about Bow Vault. You want a point in Bow Vault before you dump all your points into kinetic control. I use Bow Vault. If you don't like Bow Vault, you can use Good Time Roll, but I use Bow Vault. And the way I set it up is I put Bow Vault on my right click. I put Bow Beatdown on my left click. I put Street Sweep on number 6 I put the Grand Slam in number 5, Ragin Cajun in number 4. Because 52 card pickup is on a 40-second cooldown, I just put that in number 3. That's where my fingers are. I put my index finger in 6, and the rest of the fingers follow in line. It's nice and easy. You only need 4 fingers. You can even do it 3 fingers and just use your ring finger for 52 card pickup, because it's so seldom used, once every 40 seconds if you want to use it that often. I usually only use it for bosses. And we'll go kill Cosmic Dr. Octopus. Keep forgetting about Bull Vault not being free. Here's a Grand Slam. It just destroys things. I usually save it for a big group of people, like there. Sometimes the Grand Slam doesn't always activate. I think it's bugged. Just hold the button down a little bit. You know, just don't hit it. Hold it down and it'll go off. I still need a few guys. Backwards for him. No, that's all I need. So that's what I mean. I kept hitting the button and it wouldn't go off Grand Slam. So I just lay down the street sweep, hit the Grand Slam, hit Ragin Cajun. Now I hit the 52 card pickup and lay it into Dr. Octopus. As you can see, it's just chewing him up alive. And then the explosion just ate him up. And that was actually a Dr. Octopus. And that was Cosmic. There's the bounty box. And just to show, once again, no Omega points. So imagine how fast it would be with Omega points. It's pretty awesome. They really tuned up his damage, and they made him pretty awesome. I mean, my health really moved. I don't need 27,000 health. So, like I said, I'll probably make the switch over to crit hit and get his crit up a little more. And maybe do the last one for crit damage. Get some crit damage in there to back it up. So that's Ragin Cajun. Hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoyed, and talk to everybody real soon.